Alright, up and running. Wagwan, gentle people. Welcome to the first reaction review for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex for 2025. Happy New Year. Even though I know I dropped a video for the New Year already, but Happy New Year all the same. Hope you guys are doing great. As you can see, I am fresh off of work and ready to cover this chapter. As per usual, I know everyone's covered the chapter already. So, yeah. Just double checking some of the stuff we got here. Okay, I think we are, for the most part, good to go. I think. Let's see, alerts, desktop audio. All right. Well, as I would have told somebody on Xbox, the plan actually, even after this stream, is to hopefully do another stream after this, probably like a 1 hour break or 1.5 hour break in between, so I can get something to eat and beat and all of that jazz and blues, because I want to, you know, do a bit of Sparking Zero DLC gameplay. Hopefully that's straightforward and you can just use the characters right away as long as the DLC is installed, but that's the plan for now. So hopefully after the stream you guys can jump back in maybe an hour and a half after for the Sparking Zero DLC 1. I mean, we got Beast Gohan, we got, you know, Orange Piccolo, got the gammas. So no new stages, unfortunately. Not sure why, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's get into it. Alright, so Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, Chapter 18, Only Babble in Your Sleep, first chapter of 2025. As usual, very colorful cover page. Kishimoto and Ikimoto, big ups to them. So let's get into it. Do I have this maxed out? Okay, cool. Alright, so here we go. So we start off with Sumire, kind of walking down a hallway, and of course we have Kawaki. Kawaki, relax, Sumire. I'm totally sane. Debatable. It may look a tad violent, but we're just having a talk. At this point, I don't care that you've been tinkering with my body like it's a toy. However, that ends now. I'll decide things from here on. Change my settings. That just sounds funny. Like, change my settings. Put me on night mode. And put my offensive power to the max. If you won't, then you're of no use to me, and I'll kill you. Kawaki, I'm not kidding. Look into my eyes. You see that, right? Choose your answer carefully if you want to keep living. Boy, Amado just... Oh, only babble in your sleep. Kawaki. This man, he's like... his release codes are always something interesting. Like for code, it was like... there's no dress code. I believe that was the thing to release codes limiters. Interesting, right? Alright, bombards. Damn, brat. A failsafe. Just like with Delta, an emergency shutdown code. Okay, so it was a shutdown code. You have impeccable timing, Sumire. Can you help me move him? Why, Kawaki, not look good on you at all. Alright, so back to the Sand Village mission. We have Sarada, Ryu, Matsuri. Sand people. Ryu, meet Yodo, the girl on the left. And the one with the blade is Araya. Hi there. Is it my imagination? Or is she totally glaring at me? Oh, sorry, she's shy. Oh, wow. It takes her time to warm up. Tone it down, Yodo. You're not a kid anymore. And back into Rizmaru. Hey, the man, the myth, the Sarutobi. And that's the situation. What do you think? Well, I don't know if I get it completely, but at least you seem fine physically, and your color's good. I have no idea why, but for whatever reason, it seems like I was super nervous. But as we talked, I started feeling more and more normal. How could that be? Maybe because we just met. It's not uncommon. I feel like I'm finding my true self. I'm really enjoying talking to you. Wait, see me now? Wagwan man, welcome to the stream. Of course, hope you had an awesome day. I see. I guess that's a good thing, eh? Alright. Would it be okay if I called you Konohamaru-chan? Ah, boy. Hey, are you listening, Konohamaru-chan? Come look, Konohamaru-chan. Over this way, hurry. Konohamaru-chan. What's the matter? Nothing. So you see, this mission isn't going to be as straightforward as Shikamaru would have hoped, because as I was saying last reaction review, the culture of the modern day shinobi, even though you could say deception is still included, for the most part, I don't really view persons like Sarada and Konohamaru, even though he's an accomplished jonin, like it's not going to go smoothly. Yo, keep up the great work. Yo, Mello, Wagwan man. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping in, man. Just coming off work, literally. I'm actually pretty tired. Even though I'm hoping after this stream, in case you're just dropping in, I'm hoping after the stream to try out the Sparking Zero DLC in another stream. So maybe like an hour and a half after the stream ends, you guys can jump back in and see me get my ass kicked on ranked, probably. So yeah. Alright, so where is it? This clue that might lead to that Boruto guy. You said you saw something around here, right? Alright, we did, didn't we? That would be... Okay, Ryu, kind of flaring up with the iron sand. Huh? Ryu, what are you doing? Oh, this? I'm spreading iron sand around. It's my detection ability. I learn a lot of things using it. I'm gonna poke around this area a bit. If Boruto is anywhere nearby, I'll find him real quick. Huh? Ooh. What mighty bloodlust you've got, Miss Yodo. I was right about you. Your bloodlust is off the charts. Don't let it bother you. I'm always like this. All of us ninja are. I mean... Hey Ryu, can I ask you something? Konoha village considers Boruto a criminal. That's why we're hunting him down. Why are you guys looking for him? Honestly, I don't totally understand it myself, but he apparently knows too much about stuff, like the thorn bulbs. Thorn bulbs? Yeah, a lot of other things too. He's become rather inconvenient for us, so Elder Jura decided to kill him. Thorn bulbs? I think I remember Boruto mentioning those. Hey Ryu, maybe we can use one as bait to lure Boruto out? What do you think? I mean, would that work? Doesn't the evolved Shinju have to be defeated? Because I always interpreted it as being like their core. Yes, I saw Pickle Iron Soul and I get it now. Yeah, funny enough, Mello, I saw your post earlier today. Was it today? Yeah. And I'm saying, yeah, but alright, finally. But you're on Steam/PC, right? Because it would have been awesome to do some like online some matches against you, bro. Not like now of course Kawaki waking back up. Don't flip out, Kawaki. Let's have a civil talk. I do hear your point. The divine trees are definitely a threat, and I did not foresee their emergence at all. I will have to modify your ability settings to a fully offensive power form in order to stand up to them. But only on one condition. Ooh. That's not Delta. She's a separate, fresh clone body I prepared for Akibi to inhabit, a resurrection vessel. All I need is for you to implant this vessel with a karma, and my daughter can be reborn. Resurrection using Akibi's data, which I added to your karma, will result in her existing in this world once more. I feel that recreating her soul time after time, because it's an act permitted only to gods. Everything I've done up until now, it's all been for this. This is my one and only purpose in life. Help me achieve this divine feat, only possible via the karma. Please, I beg you, Kawaki. That's it. That's my condition. Alright, I mean, I don't know, guys. Maybe after some point we should stop suspecting Amado. Maybe. I mean, yeah, he keeps a lot of things hidden, but maybe genuinely this is legitimately the main and only goal, really and truly. I mean, I do foresee things going wrong when he tries implanting karma or when the resurrection time comes for Akibi. So, yeah. I'll say this again. If your revived daughter turns out to be an Otsutsuki, I will kill it, no exceptions. In the unlikely event Akibi truly happens to resurrect as an Otsutsuki, fine. You can do as you please, though. You can do as you please, though I'll fight you with everything I've got. Amado, I can't accept your terms. What? Powering me up comes first. I'm not interested in creating something that might become a new enemy right now. Kawaki, please, just hear me out. The sequence of events is the issue. Look, I swear that I will implant a karma in that clone, on the premise that I might kill her right away, but only after all our current foes are wiped out. Listen, Kawaki, you're currently endowed with near immortal defensive and recuperative powers. If I redirect that all to offensive power, I can't guarantee your survival. So, whoa. So is it that you can't... it's either or? Like, you can't have both his offense and defense maxed out? So like, he could get one-tapped, one-shotted, even worse than he's been one-shotted before. Or, I guess in Juro's case, two-shotted. But I guess his speed and all that would be up as well. So, jeez and peace. It does feel like he has something deeper planned that he's not telling us. Yeah, true. But I mean, it feels like this whole thing with Amano has been played out for so long. Like, and I would imagine Kishimoto and Ikimoto are playing the long game when it comes on to him. But why would I do? It's like the longer it's going on, I'm saying like, yo, dog, I don't know. Maybe this is it. And any like backlash or anything that comes from this would be more so things going wrong, like Kawaki saying if she turns out to be an Otsutsuki. Because I'm thinking about it like, okay, he's what, 80% Ishiki in terms of DNA. So, and he has Akibi's DNA. So wouldn't him implanting the karma essentially just result in maybe his daughter being like part Ishiki, part Akibi? Probably both of their souls kind of inhabit the one body and they can switch out, something of the sort, something like that. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Kawaki gone serious and I feel the same. See me now. Okay. Yeah, but I guess we'll see. But that's what I'm thinking. Maybe this will, I know some person may not want Ishiki to come back, but I'm just thinking about this logically based on how we've seen and have been told karma works, right? So just that. But then again, you know, these are like the nuances are like these gray areas when it comes down to karma, because despite what I just said a while ago, the next thing too, wouldn't it kind of be a way for Kawaki himself to revive in Akibi's body too? I don't know. You know, there's just a lot of gray areas. Lots of like, what if this scenario, like he used karma in this scenario, you know? But I guess we'll see. And if those bastards manage to kill you, my dreams die too. Hey, what I want isn't a guarantee of survival, it's a potential to kill them. So quit worrying about my welfare, Amado. I'm telling you, to make me an even bigger, badder monster than them. Use any means, whether scientific or otherwise, to make me stronger beyond all limits. Divine Trees, Code, and Boruto. You'll only reunite with your daughter after I slaughter them all. Boy. Anyway, this is the best day of my life. To get to talk so much with you, Konohamaru-chan. Well, not that I've been alive very long, but still, I'm so happy. Konohamaru-chan will... Wait, hold on. But like, wait, hold on. Before you say that, I'm so sorry, but could you not call me that? Why? What's wrong? There's only one person who calls me that. So you see, it surprises me too, but it's giving me goosebumps. You don't mind, do you? Calling me just Konohamaru? Oh, shit. Only one person? And who's that? Oh, don't read too much into it. You wouldn't happen to be referring to Kazamatsuri Moegi, would you? Jeez, I should get pissed off here. No. I'm right, aren't I? So, what is that woman to you exactly? Oh shit. Konami, you're not playing your cards right, man. Shit. Answer me, Sarutobi Konohamaru. Shit. I see. Use the thorn bulb as bait. That's some super smart thinking. Alright. Okay, so you can just eject it. A thorn bulb. Just like the one I saw before. So that's a thorn bulb. Now then, let's see if they bite. Yodo, no! Ah, shit, come on. The people in Marilia... the mission like they go downhill already. What? What the? I can't move at all. Gotcha. I thought that this might be the case. He's not as dumb as he acts. Come on, dogs. Really? Oh, God. The mission's gone to shit already. Anyway. And the fact that the... Anyway. Sarada, Ryu's Iron Sand is coating our entire bodies. That's so low, dear shinobi friends. Your betrayal is gonna give me serious drama. I think you need to be punished. My body's moving on its own. Okay, cool. It's the Iron Sand. We're all being manipulated by it. Just like puppets. Alright. Some shockwave or slash. I'm back in control. The Iron Sand was dispelled. Lodestone. Sand sealing blade. Shinki, I never thought I'd have to use this jutsu that I created for us in this way. Shinki, will you lend us a hand too? With this battle? Ooh, what the heck? That's so not fair. Okay, so we end the chapter there. I guess if nothing else, from the perspective of the fact that this is a monthly manga, the mission going to shit so soon is good for the pacing. If nothing else. But nah, come on. Yodo. Oh, come on. She just ruined everything, honestly. But again, it's cool to see Ryu, as Mitsuki says, isn't as quote-unquote dumb as he acts. I mean, it's interesting because they were there to, you know, perform deception. See, what's that Kakashi always say? A ninja must be able to see, like, through deception or something beyond the something, you know? And it's interesting to me that the Shinju Ryu here kind of pulled the same trick on them, essentially. Like, the deception beyond the deception in the grand scheme of things. Literally putting his Iron Sand and everything out there as, like, that setup, that beat, kind of rolling with them. But I think Yodo's bloodlust just made it way too easy for him to say that, you know, let me just kind of put this out there just in case. So, there's definitely that. And, of course, things on Konohamaru's side doesn't look like it's going to go so well either. Of course, as the last chapter would have said, in terms of title, Wild Bear Cubs, these Shinju aren't really used to handling their emotions. They're kind of getting used to them, kind of learning about themselves. So, if nothing else, they're very volatile. Like, anything can happen if you don't really play your cards right. So, the fact that Konohamaru didn't really just agree with what Matsuri wanted, kind of sent things downhill. And, you know, it's kind of in line with, what I was saying, where maybe not straight up in terms of like modern shinobi, these modern shinobi quote unquote not having that level of deception and foul play that Shikamaru wanted them to employ on this mission, but the fact that Konohamaru didn't want Matsuri to call him Konohamaru-chan, I think that's more of his emotions kind of seeping into, the mission. The fact that, of course, Moegi is the only one. So again, it comes down back to that play on the first arc of Naruto where, Shinobi, at the end of the day, you're not 100% this mindless killing machine. You still have emotions. You're still human at the end of the day. And I think Konohamaru's like downfall, or basically his mistake here, is very representative of that fact, essentially. So even though it's a mistake on Konohamaru's part, quote unquote, it still plays on the themes of the story from the start of Naruto, which I do like. And of course, it does give rise to conflict. So of course, further engagement. So I definitely like that aspect of it at the end of the day. If I'm not making sense, you guys can let me know naturally, but that's how I'm taking it. Of course, you do have the conflict here on Kawaki and Amado's side regarding unlocking his limiters. But I'm also interested in the nuance that they're basically hinting at here, whether he can be full defense or full offense, which seems to be definitely the case based on the fact that Kawaki's saying like, yo, my survival isn't really the thing, I just want to have the power to defeat them. So it's interesting. But I think even beyond that, based on Kawaki's last words here in the chapter to Amado, I'm wondering if Amado is going to experiment on him even further to like counteract that either or weakness with the offense or defense, and even push him beyond his limits, essentially. So it's going to be interesting to see how that actually plays out. And of course, them kind of setting the foundation for once Akibi is revived, because again, when it comes on to Karma, despite us being in part 2 of the story, I think there's so much gray area when it comes on to Karma and its usage, right? And again, when it comes on to the perspective of the Otsutsuki and how they use Karma, and where we are now when it comes on to Boruto and Kawaki, it's like, yeah, there's so much scenarios where Karma has never been used in that capacity before. So it's like, okay, shit, I don't even know what to expect. Like, if he puts his Karma on Akibi, is Shiki and Akibi get revived and they share a body where they can swap out personalities? Do both of their souls get brought back from the pure world? Or does Akibi come back alone with some Otsutsuki influence and she's some kind of weird hybrid type like experiment like the evolved Shinju, where she's her but she has some Otsutsuki impulses? Like what's going to happen? I have to be asking these questions. So yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, you were thinking so too, chillin'. Yeah, like it's like any card can be played. So I don't know what to expect, but obviously it's going to set up that conflict between Kawaki and Amado. And like, let's just say Amado has no other, let me just take out these earphones. Let's say Amado has no other like ulterior motives, like this is the goal, there's no like, apart from maybe him hiding maybe some small tidbits or anything. Let's say he's genuine, right? And Akibi gets revived, and then he joins Akibi and they become like another faction in this this whole conflict. Like what then? Maybe that's the point where Amado quote unquote becomes the quote unquote villain that's a lot of us suspect him to be. Or maybe Akibi just like absorbs him or something, So that's the thing. So yeah, I think this is a pretty decent chapter, not bad. Again, I think the ultimate thing is that the conflict is starting. The mission has already gone to shit because, I imagine Kishimoto and Ikimoto know that, yeah, this is monthly. We gotta kind of keep the pacing kind of going. We don't want to stall, right? So there's that. What I do find interesting is that my prediction, even though this is just the first chapter, well, not the first chapter, but I mean, the first chapter since we've not seen Boruto. Hopefully I'm phrasing it right. But the point is, I was saying that Boruto isn't going to have a major presence in this arc, maybe not until like halfway or like 3/4 way through. Granted, this arc could be maybe 8 chapters, maybe 7 chapters, maybe 6 chapters. Because thinking about it, like after the first arc in the original Boruto manga, like the Mujina Bandits arc was like what, 4 chapters, 4.5. So I mean, this arc could be like maybe like 6 or 7 chapters, who knows. So there's that. I feel like Amano's withholding something, considering most of the time he's telling half truths. Yeah, true. That could be the thing as well. Yeah, I agree. I think he's hiding something all the same. Like there's something else he's not telling us, the audience, and the characters. So there's that. Of course, what's interesting about this chapter as well is that if not if, but when Amano does go ahead and fulfill Kawaki's request, it also plays on building on the themes of, or maybe not the themes, but more along that flash forward statement of the age of shinobi is over, or at least basically Kawaki's mindset of how to acquire power in comparison to the shinobi way. So what this is doing is kind of building up Kawaki, like, how should I put it, as a symbol that's in complete opposition to Boruto's beliefs. I mean, that was already obvious, but the fact that if he gets to that power level using Amano's methods, this new way, quote unquote, to achieve power, as opposed to Boruto, who's continuing to maintain that shinobi way. I'm still a shinobi, I'm still a ninja, as he said in the flash forward. I think that's interesting, them kind of building up that dynamic, that contrasting dynamic between the two of them, where, you know, Boruto is continuing to endure for his goal. You know, that conclusion that Sasuke came to when, you know, he talked to the previous Kage in terms of what shinobi are, versus Kawaki here, that's building himself up, the quote unquote using the easy way, the new generation, the new style of gaining power, the non-traditional means, so to speak, like in a nutshell. So I think that's also interesting as well, that we kind of continue that evolving dynamic, that contrasting dynamic between the two of them. So I think that's interesting. I don't really have much to say about Sumire for this chapter. Well, I'll wait to see if there's anything more as we go along. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, bro, like I'm interested to see where this goes next. And I think to even tie into the whole, you know, theme of, you know, shinobi aren't just mindless, like killers, mindless machines. The fact that even Yodo couldn't even hide her bloodlust, I think ties into the themes that, you know, Kishimoto and Ikemoto are playing on here when it comes on to how shinobi operate and how the culture has definitely evolved beyond what it originally was, say in the days of, like, say, Zabuza or pre Naruto's generation. So yeah, so essentially what I was saying came to pass, if in some shape or form, as of this chapter, honestly. So that's the thing. So I just thought it was pretty obvious it was going to play out like that, from that perspective, given again the culture of modern shinobi, where the system is right now, and the fact that modern shinobi are kind of embracing more so their human side compared to previous generations, right? So yeah, there's definitely that. And again, I'm interested to see how things are going to play out with the Shinju, because with the humans, the human characters essentially having that current modern culture, I'm wondering, through the conflict, through the fighting and everything, if that's going to help evolve or level up the, you know, the Shinju like Matsuri and Ryu to, you know, develop and come to terms with their emotions and find some sort of balance, because again, they're in a more volatile state, so to speak, in terms of how, you know, they're controlling and maintaining their emotions at the same time. But again, I think it's engaging and interesting. It seems like the story is definitely playing with, I know we already have the themes of identity, but I guess maybe if I go on a limb, what it means to be human, in this evolving world of monsters, I suppose. So I guess that's one way to look at it. Maybe on some Hellsing Ultimate type of jazz, you know. So yeah, pretty much just that. So again, the piercing playing on established franchise themes when it comes on to the interactions between the team in the sand and the Shinju there, kind of building up the thematic dynamics between Boruto and Kawaki in terms of how they achieve power and what they symbolize in the story when it comes on to non-traditional versus traditional versus shinobi way versus, I guess, the alien or easy way. So, and of course, it has me asking questions in terms of how things are going to resolve with the karma. Like, I think for the longest while, similar to Amado just telling half truths for so long, the karma continues to be in this gray area for me, honestly. So, yeah. But all in all, I thought this was another good chapter. I don't really have much complaints as per usual. You guys can let me know if I'm reaching with some of my points, some of my review statements here, if I'm talking foolishness or if I'm just completely reaching, if I have a point. But yeah, I think it's just overall good. Overall good. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, anything else you guys would want to say about this chapter? Did I miss anything? Let me know. But I mean, outside of that, so you guys know, I'm actually itching to see the fight or conflict, because you guys know me. I want to have a better idea of how our characters are power scaling to the Shinju, because I think the easy assumption or conclusion is that all of the Shinju are beyond code. I mean, that might be an easy like assumption to make, but I mean. Some person would say Sarada's up there. For example, I imagine Konohamaru should be up there too. But I need to see like the them get into the nitty gritty of like a fight to see, because I know when it comes on to shonen and as the story goes on, characters make some ridiculous jumps in power. But when it comes on to Naruto and Boruto, like the whole Naruto franchise, going from arc to arc, like it's never been as bad as, say, like a Dragon Ball Super anime adaptation where characters are making some ridiculous jumps in power, right? When it comes on to Naruto, it's always some believable, at worst believable bullshit when it comes on to characters making ridiculous jumps in power, right? But in my honest opinion, if characters like Konohamaru and Sarada can genuinely like say without hacks, like really push these characters who are quote unquote beyond code to their limit, that would be like some Dragon Ball Super levels of like power jump, like some ridiculous, like just straight up bullshit to me. So yeah, unless we get some flashback where it's like, oh yo, the man in that some hyperbolic Konoha chamber or something. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What do you think Sumeri might do? I don't think she'll do anything anytime soon. I do see her probably like, maybe talking with Jura or so in the village, more give or take. But it's hard to say, because as a character, you know, realize a lot of characters in the manga cast here are kind of dealing with varying levels of emotion and how to deal with it and all that jazz and blues. So Sumeri could be like a vehicle for Jura to kind of converse with, to kind of get a better understanding of certain humanoid or human like interactions and dynamics. But that's as far as I'm seeing it right now. Like, I'm not really seeing anything. Like, Sumeri just, like, since Boruto Naruto Next Generation's manga-wise, she's been like almost like emotionally mature character in the room, so to speak, but not necessarily in the nitty-gritty of the conflict. Like, she's Amado's assistant, probably going between Amado and Shikamaru, yada, but I can't really see something for her beyond maybe like conversing with Jura right now. So that's my take on that. So Pretty much just that. I don't know, what kind of ranking would you guys give this chapter? Based on what I've said, based on how you feel about it, based on the points I've touched on. I don't know, like I don't think there's been a 2 Blue Vortex chapter I'd give less than a 7. This feels like a 7.5 to me in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, pretty much that. Now my phone on charge. Phone wants to charge. 1 second. Clear some of them phone notifications here. So 10, yeah, I think that's fair. I'm trying to remember. I mean, shit. I had a theory pre-time skip that came true, and I was like raving about it. That came true, but I can't remember the theory. If you guys can remind me, probably you guys don't remember either. But I had a theory that came true, and yeah. So it's good to see. Well, I mean, again, it was pretty obvious that this mission was going to go to shit at some point. So I guess I can't have a victory dance in terms of it going to shit because of the how modern shinobi are conditioned. I guess that would have been obvious. But yo, yeah, even speaking of this, the fact that Araya seemingly has sand sealing blade. I guess this is going to be interesting. This is because I mean, Araya and Yodo, as it stands, are characters that I don't think much persons really give a shit about, to be honest. So the fact that they seemingly will have center stage, well, at least Araya, I guess this should set the foundation for them to get some screen time, get some moments, so we can get a bit more, you know, into them as characters. So this should be interesting. Like I was saying before, in terms of the whole Dragon Ball Super comparison and characters making ridiculous jumps in power, it seems at the very least we might have some hard counters to like some of the characters' abilities, like in this case with Ryu and Araya here. So that should be interesting. I mean, because I really did like this chapter. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like this chapter too. Looking forward to seeing how it goes. Alright, I was MVP of this chapter. I mean, I wasn't expecting that sand sealing blade. So let me, as like with Sarada, let me wait until next chapter, because I would imagine that he'll get some characterization. He'll get like a Shinky flashback. Hopefully we get some cool one-liner to kind of help develop him. Even though I am suspecting that one of these characters will die in this in this arc. Could be Araya, could be Yodo, could be one of them, to be honest. Or I don't know if they'll give us like a fake out death, maybe. Because again, the fact that Kashin Koji didn't want to really answer, if memory serves right, Boruto's last question regarding the mission, it leads me to conclude that, like, yo, in Kashin Koji says, like, yo, if me tell Boruto, he's going to jump into the fray, and that's going to change the future I saw, and the advantage that we had is going to kind of just disappear. So, yeah. So, that's my take. I guess chapter 8, but I'll say this art makes see the differences between Naruto and Shikamaru and how they would handle the situation. I mean, true, but it's not surprising on Shikamaru's part. I mean, he's kind of like, you know, the good Danzo of the dynamic between Naruto and himself. So yeah. But it would be interesting, now that you mentioned Naruto, how he would have handled this situation. Like, I wonder if he would have really talked it out, because seeing as like there's room for the Shinju to not necessarily just eat and consume who they want to, who they have that instinctive drive to consume right away. They might be open to talk and evolve beyond their base instincts. Because I mean, like, even us as humans, we have like some base instincts, but you know, it's having if I'm drawing back on my psychology notes here in terms of the different levels of the mind, it whatever, you know, we have a higher level of consciousness that kind of goes beyond that base instinct. So, you know, it would be interesting to see how it would turn out beyond, like, if Naruto was handling this situation, you know. So that would be very interesting, which again is leading me to believe that, of course, the Shinju are obviously not going to be the final villains, and by extension I do believe that 2 Blue Vortex is not the end of this story. Well, it won't be the end. So yeah, but yeah, that's my take. Good chapter, good chapter. You have set up with Kawaki and Amado, and that kind of helps build the dynamic between him and Boruto as a symbol of what it means to be a shinobi versus, you know, gaining power. You guys get the point of what I was saying with that opposing dynamic. I like it. Definitely setting up that theme in the story. Kind of definitely plays back on that, you know, new generation versus old generation, traditional versus non-traditional, what it means to be a shinobi, etc., etc., and what's going to pay off at the end. Set up for the San characters to get some spotlight, which I hope. More nuance when it comes on to the Shinju. They aren't as gullible as you would like, and of course playing on the themes of what it means to be a shinobi in the modern era, which stands in contrast to what it meant to be a shinobi back then, where they usually try to hide their, you know, emotions and all of that. But you know, because of the evolution of the culture, it's causing the mission to go to shit. So, but again, there might be like a silver lining to that in terms of how it might affect the Shinju going forward. And at the same time, it is good for the pacing because we want conflict and engagement. We don't want to be stalling too long, given that this is a monthly format. So yeah, all good points if you ask me. But that's basically my review, give or take. So yeah. Anyway, we've been going for what? Basically 45 minutes. What time is it? 8:15. And I still want to do some Sparking Zero DLC 1 playthrough, kind of trying the different characters and stuff. So for now, I am going to probably take a dump, get some food, shower. Maybe not in that order, but but yeah. So yeah, respect you guys for coming through. Shout out to those of you who will be coming on after the stream goes up. Let me know what you think about this chapter. And yeah, 2 Blue Vortex is the truth, man. It's the truth. So guys, respect for coming out. See me now, Mellow, chilling, Pokemon, 18-ish. And everyone that's kind of stopping by when it comes on to my reaction review here. So yeah, first chapter 2025, I thought it was pretty good. No complaints in the grand scheme of things. So I'm looking forward to chapter 19 and to see how this arc is going to play out. So yeah, anything else, I'll just be repeating myself at this point. So guys, I'll see you in Sparking Zero in the next hour and a half. So yeah, be sure to share out, subscribe. Hopefully we can have a good year on YouTube this year. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in a few.